Gormila Mahigal Jas Carly, Falcher of Oireachtas in Shafasta. I want to raise a very important emotive and local issue today, which relates to applications made via the Department of Agriculture for foreshore or oyster bed licences in a bay in County Donegal, Ballinasloe Bay, which is beside where I live myself. The applications are very extensive in nature. The overall footprint of the entire applications put together, as I understand it, is in the region of 46 hectares. Now, 46 hectares, for anyone not from a farming background, would be in the region of 45 to 46 GAA pitches. That's what we're talking about in a small, confined bay in County Donegal. Now, the Ballinasloe Bay is a special area of conservation, one of the most beautiful areas in the country, with lovely golden beaches along the coast. It's an area that is being promoted as a tourist hotspot, and much work has been done in recent years to try and augment the tourism sector in that area in terms of providing local businesses with opportunities for tourists coming through and so on and so forth. However, it has come to light this year that in March and April of this year, the Department of Agriculture advertised in the Donegal Democrat on 1 week only that a number of applications for oyster farms were submitted. Now, the Donegal Democrat is not in circulation extensively in the area in question. In fact, according to the figures which a local community organisation, the Save the Ballinasloe Bay Group, have compiled, they tell me that there's approximately only 15 Donegal Democrats sold in the Falcara, which is the primary town adjacent to Ballinasloe Bay, on a weekly basis. There are other circulating newspapers in that area, like the Tyrconnell Tribune or the Donegal News, widely circulated, but the Department of Agriculture chose to advertise this in a newspaper that is not circulated extensively in the area. There were 72 hours of public consultation afforded through being able to view the documentation in the local Garda station. But the local Garda station is only open from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m, and then if the Gardaí are called out, it may not even be open on many occasions. Therefore, the public consultation was completely inadequate. The vast majority of people, including myself as a local public representative, did not become aware of these applications until June, after the public consultation period had elapsed. And the only reason I became aware of it was that a local concerned resident raised the issue with me. So there was a lack of consultation. And consultation is very important in applications like this, because it affords the department the opportunity to garner a better understanding of the feelings within the local community on such large-scale applications, but it also allows experts to have an input into the system, and therefore the decisions that would be arrived at following meaningful consultations would clearly be better public policy decisions. This is a public policy decision, because if these proposals in their entirety were to be granted, it could, according to the local community, and they have signed thousands of petitions, it could devastate the tourism potential in the area, not to mention the ecological damage it could cause to the SAC. Local farmers in this area, and I know, Minister, that you're a farmer yourself, you're at the Department of Agriculture, but you're a farmer by nature. This area is covered by an SPA SAC. Local farmers, if they're even digging a drain in a field, have to get the permission of the MPWS. They have to cut the silage or hay at certain times of the year, yet there was absolutely no consultation whatsoever, at least there's no paper trail of it, between the Department of Agriculture and the NPWS in respect of these applications. There is something not right here. And what I'm calling for today, I'm calling for the department to set aside these applications. to undergo further public consultation, to afford everyone in the local community, including experts and the applicants, an opportunity to have their say before any decision is arrived at, because otherwise a decision is being taken in the dark. Finally, can I also say that I am not at all happy with the appropriate assessment that was carried out for these applications. It was carried out by the Marine Institute. They are funded by your department, Minister. So there is a conflict of interest there. This should have been carried out by an independent organisation at arm's length from the Department of Agriculture, in my view, in order to facilitate an objective analysis, not to mention the fact that I would have thought an environmental impact statement would have been required, because that's required for every planning application that's in proximity to an SAC for a one-off house. So there are major questions here. Caithfear le Gurmila Mahigat for your latitude. I really appreciate it.